Hi everyone, it's I, follower of the way, a bond servant of Christ. May peace and grace be upon you. This guy sitting here, his name is Alex. Hey Alex,
Hey,
earlier today, you said to yourself that the concept of God is not feasible with recent scientific discoveries. Why is that so?
oh yes, I said so. Discoveries by science has said that there's a possibility that the universe started with a somewhat big bang, and it took millions of years for we to arrive at where we are today. So as humans, we have evolved over millions of years. Thinking of a being out there that controls everything is just speculations.
Well, you made your point, Alex. But did you go to the library to make your research? Or where did you find this information from?
Library? Don't be silly. We have our computers and our smartphones with us. Very handy.
Alex, you make me laugh. Currently, there are more smartphones and foolish people.
Why would you say something like that? That is an insult.
Alex, let me ask you a question. What kind of a place do you think your phone or computer was produced or coupled?
In a factory, of course.
And you know, a factory is made up of different kind of machineries working in a precisely ordered manner, right?
Obviously.
What if I tell you that your computer was made from a chaotic activity that made available everything needed for its existence?
No, that can't be right. It's not possible.
No. The iron, aluminium, copper, silicon, and all the elements used in making its different parts, like the processors, motherboard, hard drive, and the casing, and everything that makes it functional, were all lying around. But through some random events, it gradually took shape over millions of years. Then at a particular time, it all came together and the product formed was your computer and smartphone. Not just yours, but everyone who owns the same brand.
No, that can't be right. It's not possible. A person or persons controlled the processes, selected the raw materials, processed them, controlled the machineries to mass produce, then coupled together. Also, someone must have programmed the phones and laptops to work properly.
Oh, Alex, so you do not think it came as a result of some random occurrence?
No, it's very obvious that it didn't.
Because I know under the laws of probability that it's unlikely that something which is random gives the same values every time it occurs. Is that correct?
What's your point exactly?
You do not have to be impatient. The truth is always true, whichever way you choose to see it. You see, the human brain is more complex and much more advanced than any complex machine ever created. The created can never be higher than the creator. No matter how advanced and breathtaking a created system might be, you must understand that humans are still in the process of unlocking their full potentials. Just like how people in the 1900s would marvel at the concept of a smartphone today. Unlocking man's brain potential is a continuous journey from the point of origin. So, if the smartphones you use can have all these processes and creator behind it, how about the human brain, which is far more complex than it? Studies say that the human brain has more than 11 trillion synaptic connections. The Bible in Genesis 1 verse 1 says, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." Then, when we go to verse 2, we see that there was chaos, but God made everything orderly by His word. In Genesis, we see that there was already an intelligent being behind everything. Psalms 14 verse 1a says, "That the fool has said in his heart, there is no God." See the language used? A fool. Because it's foolish to think the human body, which is so complex, was formed from series of random, uncontrolled events. But a smartphone was formed by a process controlled by a human. You might argue that it was not an uncontrolled random event. So, who or what controlled the random process to form the reality we know today? This is what Proverbs 8 verse 29 said about God's work. When He gave the seas boundary, so the waters would not overstep His command, and when He marked out the foundations of the earth. What did the Bible say about the foundation of earth? In the book of Job, when Job questioned many things about life, he was asked in Job chapter 38 verse 4, let's read downwards. "Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Tell me, if you have understanding. Who determined its measurements? Surely you know. Or who stretched the line upon it?" Now let me read verse 6. "To what were its foundations fastened? Or who laid its cornerstone?" Very interesting, I must say. You see, Alex, the aim of science isn't to disapprove there's a God. That isn't supposed to be the motive, but to marvel at the discoveries and glorify the intelligent being. But if man's motive of science is to disapprove God's existence, then man's supposed knowledge has become foolishness. Just like in some school of knowledge out there. Now let's look at Proverbs 9 verse 10. What does it say? "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the Holy One is understanding." Fear here does not mean to be afraid, no. Because the Bible said in 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7, let me read it. "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." The fear here in Proverbs chapter 9 verse 10 is reverence.
Oh, I am speechless. Thinking of it now, I feel kind of stupid.
You don't have to, Alex. You are not alone in this train of thoughts. There are many like you. But ask God to change your heart and acknowledge the omnipotent, the omnipresence, and the omniscient being. Then, when the fear of God enters you, I can assure you that you are going to have this reverence for God. In 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 19, it says, "For the wisdom of this world is foolishness in God's sight. As it is written, it catches the wise in their craftiness." The last passage from the Bible I want to leave you with is taken from Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 11. "He has made everything beautiful in His time. He has also set eternity in the human heart, yet No one can fathom what God has done from the beginning to end. No matter what we think we know nothing from the beginning and definitely not the end. So, don't be like Alex. Having reverence for God is the beginning of wisdom.
From there, we can move forward into deeper knowledge of who He is.
Hello, brothers and sisters. I must say that I'm glad to have you here. It will mean a lot to us if you subscribe, like, and share. I pray we all keep bonding in love for humanity and for our loving Father in heaven.